Hi folks, welcome back to Math with Captain Rod. I'm making this video here to be, well, depending on where you are in the class, either an introductory video or maybe just a reminder type of video on a concept here of average rate of change. I didn't feel like writing that all out. And this right here, this is a really important concept here, right? This is, in a calculus class, really understanding this at this point, this is the most important thing probably that we've talked about here. So I'm going to just go through an actual example here. And what I've done is I've done, to the best of my memory, a quick plot of the price of gasoline in dollars against time. Whoops. Going back, I guess this would be December, but I'm going to just start this. Actually, no, I'm sorry, with 0 being January, February, March, April, May, June. And I started it here, I guess, in February. It doesn't matter. We don't need the intercept here for this discussion. So, the price of gasoline used to be, I think it was back around 280 back in February, give or take. And now here in June, it's around 320. And, as time goes on, and you folks probably notice, the price goes up for a week or two, and then maybe down, and then up, and then down, and then up, and so forth. It varies. The price of gas varies by the month, it varies by the week, it varies by the day, it varies by the hour. So this is just, let's say the graph looks basically like this. Now, if we looked at this on a monthly time frame, from February to June here, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Here is the point on the graph for February. Here is the point for June. And the average rate of change is the slope of this green line. Okay? Sometimes the price was going up, like in this region, in this region, in this region. But sometimes during those 4 months, it was going down, like here and here. But overall, over 4 months time frame, it started here, ended here. So what's called the average rate of change is the slope of that line, right? So our average rate of change is equal to, in this case, if we go from 280 to 320, and I'm going to kind of skip along here, that would be an increase of $0.4. I think that's 40 cents, right? 20, yeah. And you could write that as 40 cents if you wanted. Divided by, I'm going to put 4 months here, and we get about $0.1 per month. So what that means is, on average, over the last 4 months, it's been going up about 10 cents a month. Now, we could calculate an average rate of change from like here to here, and we would get some negative number. That average rate of change is going to depend on the points on the graph you choose. What it's not going to depend on is what happens in between. So for example, imagine we started here, ended here, but the graph looked more like this. The average rate of change would still be the same because we're just using the initial and end points to calculate it. So average rate of change doesn't really, what's happening in between doesn't matter. What points you use on the graph, though, does. Again, if we used, say, this point and this point, we get a negative average rate of change correlating to a dropping price. Now, in some of your homework and on the test, you're going to see questions where you have to calculate an average rate of change where you don't know the y values. So here's just a quick, easy example I made up. We're going to look at the function y equals x squared and calculate the average rate of change as x goes from 1 to 3. Okay. Now, average rate of changes are just slopes. So here we are at x equals 1. The y value here is 1. And I'm getting that by just taking the 1 and washing it through the function. If I go to x equals 3, the y value is up here, and that value is 9, 3 squared. So our average rate of change, and I'm going to write this all out like I would a slope calculation. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 8/2 or 4. So it's really just a slope calculation, but you typically have to calculate the y values in your homework. And what we're getting from that is the slope of the line connecting these 2 points, like so. So anyway, that's my kind of quick either introductory video or just kind of reminder video, depending on where you're at with this stuff, on what average rate of change is. It describes how one variable is changing with another. And line is calculating it wise, by the way, it's a slope calculation, right? So I hope that that helps. You understand this stuff. Have a great day.